Hi, my name is Tiara Tatum, and I am in the business ethics class. We had to do an assignment over an ethical issue or case that's taken place within the last 5 years. And with all the recent scandals of women coming forth accusing males of sexually assaulting them, one of the cases that stood out to me was the Larry Nassar case. For those of you who do not know, Larry Nassar was is a 54-year-old male who sexually assaulted girls for over 30 years. He was the USA gymnastics team doctor. Over those 30 years, Larry Nassar assaulted 163 young girls, so that they know for right now. That's all that's came forth. 156 of those girls were brave enough to go to the case and talk against Larry Nassar in court and tell their story and confront him of how his actions have traumatized them and hurt them and made them have issues and how they'll never be the same. Unfortunately, one of the girls, Chelsea Markham, she committed suicide because she did not know how to deal with knowing that he sexually abused her, and she was hurt and eventually took her life. Her mother stood in her place to tell her story in the courtroom. Over these 30 years, there were girls who went to people of authority and their coaches. They told them that they were being sexually abused by Nassar, but instead of the coaches helping them, they decided to protect Nassar and tell the girls that it's okay, that he was just doing his job and they had nothing to worry about. So they would go back and tell Nassar and just make them feel belittled and allow this action to continue over many years when it could have been stopped. This whole epidemic is just negative ethical behavior. Nassar had taken advantage of his authority and power over these girls to gain pleasure for himself. He had the choice to do what was right, but decided to take advantage and do what was wrong, something that would benefit him. In the courtroom, one of the girls, Aly Raisman, was one of the girls who competed in the Olympics. She confronted him in something that has been all over social media and was her statement to him. She said, "You took advantage of our passions and our dreams. I am here to face you, Larry, so you can see I have regained my strength, that I am no longer a victim, I am a survivor." This is just one of the many people he targeted and took advantage of. This is a behavior that should not be tolerated in any type of situation. Working for a worldwide respected organization such as the USA Gymnastics, you should have a sense of ethical behavior and follow the rules of ethical theories. The people who also covered up his actions are also unethical because they allowed these girls to be hurt continuously, one after the other. They did not portray any form of morals, values, ethics, or humanity. Nasser had a choice between right and wrong, and every time he chose wrong. He did not show any form of ethics for the greater good. He failed to do the greatest good for all the girls he was supposed to help and the organization that he was supposed to stand for. He did the greatest harm to both of these. People of authority empowered his behavior by telling these girls that there was no problem and that he was doing nothing wrong. The judge, Rosemary Aquil, I don't know how to say her last name. Well, she was over the case and she did not hold anything back. And some people found this to be more of vengeance than justice. But I believe anybody who would have been in her situation would be just as tough as she was, because being a woman, if this happened to you or your daughter, would you not want the most deserving sentence for a man that has sexually assaulted hundreds of girls for years? The board over the USA Gymnastics was always there during the times when the girls were bringing home medals and awards, but when it came time that they needed them, they were nowhere to be found. They gave no support. But now these people, the same people who were in the high authority in the organization, have decided to step down because they can't take the pressure of all the misconduct that they allowed to happen in their organization. This case has displayed terrible ethics in a world-class organization. His actions have ruined people's lives and caused them incapable of having trust. To represent ethical behavior is to respect principles that uphold an organization. It is not to do anything that is detrimental to yourself, the organization, or the people or to people in general. Nasser possesses negative ethical behavior that resulted in traumatizing hundreds, someone taking their life, and the fall of the reputation of the USA Gymnastics organization, and so much more. This was not an ethical dilemma. It was not between a right or right decision. It was between a right or wrong decision. Nasser received 40 to 175 years in prison for his unethical behavior. This whole epidemic could have been avoided if one adult would have believed one of the girls who spoke out and chose to do what was right by them. This case was indescribable, to see that a man could sit there and take advantage of more than 100 girls, and people informed about it could turn a blind eye to it. It shows that they have no morals of character to do what is right or humane. This could have all been prevented if Nasser just chose to do the right thing. He could have saved that girl's life, and he could have made more than 100 girls' lives better instead of resulting in just choosing to be something that isn't good for people. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Have a great day.